that her husband, Will Smith, was caught having sex with actor Duane Martin.
I made a promise that
her better half, Will Smith, was cute, having intercourse with entertainer Duane Martin. I made a commitment that there won't ever be a justification for us to get a separation. We will deal with anything that sparkles fly and glitter tune. As Jada assumes a twofold part in the most recent Smith adventure, 1 Second, she's a safeguard compromising claims over murmurs of Will's contact with Duane Martin. The following, she's an accidental revealer dropping bombshells in her own book interviews. Stay tuned for a twisty story refusal and disclosure. The adventure started with an unstable case by Bial, who declared to be Will Smith's previous collaborator and companion. His stunner disclosure, he purportedly strolled in on Will Smith and Duane Martin participated in a sexual demonstration. This story, as hair-raising as it sounds, has since severely impacted the web. And afterward, I saw sexual demonstrations that when I strolled in on who you stroll in on him. And Duane Martin's sibling, Bial's record was explicit and realistic. He depicted experiencing Will and Dee in a cozy circumstance. So I opened the entryway to Duane changing area. And that is the point at which I see Duane and having intercourse with Will. This frightening disclosure, he guarantees, was a transient second, as well as an occurrence of significant effect. Will was twisted around on the lounge chair, and Duane was standing up, killing him, killing like homicide. It was murder in there. The gravity of these words left many reeling, igniting discussions and conversations across different stages anyway. The reaction from the Smiths was quick and unequivocal. Jada Pinkett Smith, seen leaving Heart Radio in New York, was resolved, expressing, "We sue. What do you about the charges? Like such countless reports, whatever you need to say, we still." This two-word answer flagged the start of a potential fight in court, highlighting the earnestness with which the Smiths saw these charges. A delegate for Will Smith repeated this feeling, recounting to TMZ, "This story is totally created, and the case is unequivocally bogus." This disavowal wasn't simply a simple excusal. It was a firm position against the cases spread out by sibling Bial. Definitely, And let me say this, it's ludicrous, right? The intricacy of the circumstance is additionally extended by the Smiths' own set of experiences. As of late, their relationship has been under serious investigation. Jada's new book, Commendable, uncovered that the couple had been residing independently starting around 2016. Will Smith, in a proclamation to the New York Times, considered this, recognizing that the book sort of awakened him to new understandings about his significant other's flexibility and intricacy. This scenery of individual disclosure sets an emotional stage for the flow claims and the overthrows reaction. I brought this subject up on the grounds that there's 2 or 3 things that ridiculously irritate me here, yet the tide of general assessment is truly moving. Fans who have long followed the Smiths are currently voicing wariness about Jay's genuineness. They highlight her previous assertions and the couple's open way to deal with their relationship, projecting questions on her new guarded position. This distrust shapes the core of the continuous talk as fans analyze each assertion and activity from the Smiths following these claims, as his better half gave the opening. As we dig further into the maze of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's relationship, the image turns out to be progressively perplexing. In a story that reflects the complexities of a Shakespearean show, Jada Pinkett Smith winds up at the focal point of contention as a safeguard for her better half, as well as an initiator of bits of gossip that have now completed the cycle. Her new position, a distinct difference to her prior relations, has left fans and spectators confused and scrutinizing her intentions. It's an obvious fact that the Smiths have been genuine about their whimsical marriage. The couple, whose sentiment bloomed in the mid-'99s, have since explored a relationship that has been everything except customary. It was in 1994 when Pinkett Smith initially met Will on the arrangement of the new ruler of Bel-Air. In spite of the fact that she didn't tie down the job because of her level, this gathering set up for a future relationship that would enthrall the world. Quick forward to 1995. Smith, in the midst of a revelation in a cafe restroom room, understood his significant association with Pinkett Smith, notwithstanding being hitched at the opportunity to Zeno. Their process together started vigorously following Smith's separation, prompting their own marriage in 1997. Jada's move to California denoted the beginning of a relationship that would challenge regular standards. When they invited their kids, Jaden and Willow the Smiths had proactively set out on a way that overcame conventional conjugal presumption. In 2013, Pinkett Smith's remarks on Spat Post Live started far and wide hypothesis about the idea of their marriage. She later explained on Facebook, yet the seeds of interest and guess where at that point, the couple habitually reaffirmed areas of strength for them, with Smith scattering divorce bits of hearsay. In 2015 anyway, it was Jada's affirmation of an ensnarement with August Alina in 2016. During a partition from Smith that opened a Pandora's crate of hypothesis and gossip about their own lives. Yes, a relationship. Yes, it was a relationship. Totally. What followed was a time of contemplation and treatment, for both finishing in a more grounded security, straightforwardly examined on their show Red Casual Conversation in 2020. Smith, in his 2018 reflection, redefined their relationship as a day-to-day existence organization, stressing common help over conventional marriage standards. This approach was intensely impacted by Pinkett Smith's family foundation and convictions, which pushed for opportunity and trust inside the relationship. Quick forward to 2023, and Pinkett Smith's disclosure on the Today Show that they had been isolated beginning around 2016 added one more layer to their intricate story. I think we were both sort of still trapped in our dream of what we figured the other individual ought to be. This declaration, coordinated with the release of her diary, commendable, showed a continuous advancement. By the way they introduced their organization to the public. Well, Jada Pinkett Smith drops a stunner. Evidently she and her significant other, Will Smith, haven't been together for a long time. In the midst of this background, fans have noticed an example of Jada starting empowering reports, especially in regards to Will's sexuality. The couple's receptiveness about their relationship elements has frequently been deciphered by fans as taffy affirmations of these bits of gossip, particularly those recommending the chance of same-sex connection. Abodes this insight was reinforced by Jay's conversations out their open marriage, and the opportunity to pick accomplices. Such confirmations, joined with Will's propensity to either deny or stay quiet on these bits of hearsay, have illustrated Jada as the really approaching accomplice, frequently leaving Will in a weak position. You want to figure out how to ensure your better half ain't discussing your personal business. The rise of sibling Bill and his stunning charges against Will Smith have just escalated the investigation on the couple's marriage. These cases, unconfirmed yet shocking, have pushed the Smith back into the spotlight, with Jada's new disavowals seeming problematic to her past explanations. This has prompted a developing opinion among enthusiasts of a tricky sort in Jada's activities. 1 second protecting her better half, the following uncovering close subtleties of their relationship. As we keep on exploring the intricacies of the Smiths' marriage, it turns out to be progressively certain that their relationship is an embroidery of inconsistencies, disclosures, and developing understandings of adoration and organization. Their process, set apart by both individual and public difficulties, stays a tribute to their versatility and the ever-changing elements of a high-profile marriage. As we anticipate further improvements, the adventure of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith proceeds to charm and puzzle an account rich with exciting bends in the road, reflecting the actual quintessence of life's capriciousness you need to keep your accomplice honest, in light of the fact that once you realize it begins getting into a normal, it's like it gets extremely exhausting. It ought to likewise be noticed that notwithstanding the various bits of gossip about Will's homosexuality, it was the embarrassment with Duane Martin that created the most ruckus. And not without reason their security set on the arrangement of the new ruler of Bel Air. In the mid-nines advanced into a kinship that endured everyday hardship and the afflictions of showbiz. This relationship, anyway, has not been without its portion of examination and hypothesis in the realm of fabulousness and style, where appearances frequently cover reality. The idea of their fellowship has been a subject of much discussion. And guess the talk went into overdrive when charges of a more than non-romantic connection among Smith and Martin surfaced. These reports get some momentum, especially with regards to Will Smith's depiction of a Gaycon craftsman. In the movie 6 Levels of Detachment, the actual job, while a huge acting test, additionally stirred up hypotheses about Smith's own sexuality. In the midst of these whirling reports, a critical episode happened, adding fuel to the speculative fire. Tisha Campbell, Martin's ex, indicated undisclosed insights implying her ex's contribution in undisclosed exercises, her suggestions, however hidden, proposed a secret profundity to Martin's relationship with Smith, confounding issues further. Lisa